let's bring in my boy. Woo!
Look at that. Oh, man.
Oh, I'd kiss you right now. Talk to me about your check-in.
All right. Well, like you said, this challenge, I took your advice and I kind of laid low. I haven't been posting like crazy. I've been kind of in the background, but I've stayed true to everything. I've dropped, I mean, to me, it feels like an insane amount of weight in a short amount of time, and I'm still dropping. The check-in, you tighten some things up on me, which, like I said, it's the last final squeeze. I'm down for it, but yeah, I'm ready. It was a good check-in. I feel like I'm seeing parts of my stomach I don't think I've seen since elementary school, and I'm seeing just a lot of good things happening. I've had just literally within the last 2 weeks since we've switched over to the lean fats. Just basically the only fat I get is from the fish. And since I've done that, there's been enough changes in those 2 weeks that I've had at least 3 people come up to me and ask me what I'm doing, what my plan is, can I help them? Can I do this and that? And the best ever, I got to tell you this, the best ever is this kid. And I know his mom, and he reminds me a lot of me when I was a kid, because he's one of those guys that he's got kind of a face that looks like he could be a little heavy, but he's not. He's just kind of a thick kid, probably wears husky jeans like I did as a kid. But he's a really great kid. Well, last night I was finishing up my second hour cardio, and I just finished, and I was sitting there drinking my water, getting ready to wipe down the machine and everything. And he comes walking up and he says, "Sir, you know my mom, you know my brother." I said, "Yeah, I know you." He's like, "Could you please share with me some of the stuff you're doing, your meal plans, what you do, what you eat in a day, how you work out things?" He's like, "Because I've been here, since I've started here, I've seen you. And from then to now," he said, "you're one of the only people in here that's changing." And that to me was like, that hit me in the feels more than anybody coming up saying, "Dude, nice lift," or "Man, great arms," or whatever. Having this kid who's been watching me, who's asking me, old enough to be his dad, like, "Hey, dude, can you hook me up? Can you help me?" So this morning they were there, and I talked to him, and I said, what are your goals? What's your body weight? You got to base your protein and all these different things. And it was just a cool moment. That was the biggest compliment above any, meathead in there telling me how great I look, or, putting up weight, to see that me just sticking to the plan, me just being disciplined. This kid is now asking for help because he sees the example I'm setting.
Three things. I got to stop you for a second. 3 things.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said at the beginning, you took my advice and laid low and stayed quiet. No, it's not what I say.
Right.
What I say is, I want you to be active. I want you to be in the Titan crew. I want you to be into the workouts. I don't want the hoorah.
Right. Yeah, that's what
starting. That's what I don't. I don't want the hoorah.
Right.
Look at me. I got my meals prepped for Monday. It's January 2nd. That is irrelevant to me. And it's also setting yourself up to fail, because you're lying to yourself. The January 2nd's meal prep and this, and I'm at is actually something that's meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
The difference would be somebody posting on January 2nd going, "I finished it. I'm going to stay with this process. I'm feeling good about this right now. How's everybody else doing?" That's right. Yeah. Those are 2 huge different mindsets, I think. One is cheer for me, I'm starting. The other one is, how are we all doing as a team? Hey, I got through it. Did everybody else get through it? That it just, I don't know. To me, it just seems like a different mindset. To me, I never hype up, "I'm getting ready for this." It's It's the little thing. So the second thing you said is that you stayed on the process and you went through this thing, and you actually had an effect on somebody else that was just watching you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's a huge thing, and you're understanding that now. And so that's pretty impressive. And then I'm curious about now, as you are a Titan crew member and a leader, and you're going to take this and you're going to spread this to everybody, how would you coach that person? How would you coach them? Because he does see it. He sees that, like all of us, we go to the gyms. If there's 100 people at the gym, 99 people stay the same each year. And they get a little older, and they stay the same. They get a little older. You're the one person that changed. So how would you coach this person?
Well, the first thing I told him was, you know, I needed to know, I can't, just like you say in your lives, when people randomly come up and say, Mike, I want 21-inch arms. I'm 48 years old. And that's the question.
How do I lose fat?
Yeah, right. So the first thing I said was like, well, what's your current body weight? What are your goals? What do you look? I mean, are you wanting to lean down? Are you wanting to bulk up? Are you going out for football? Are you needing more strength? You know, and from there, I basically probed questions to him to kind of get an idea of what's going on. Obviously, the first thing I did was told him about Titan Meal Plan. I told him about the Fit Plan app, that those two things right there can do loads for him, and it's not that expensive. His mom's completely down with it. I told her, you know, we need to start getting this boy a lot of protein. I said his age, his metabolism's firing, so he can have a little bit more carbs.
How old is the kid?
Yeah, he's like 14, 15.
Great age.
Yeah, so he's like perfect. And I told him, I said, dude, you're right about where I was when I really started thinking that this was what I wanted to do.
14 and in the gym already.
Yep.
Badass. He was at the gym, right?
Yeah, yeah. And last night he was there without his mom. Now, here's something a lot of us Titans, you've been talking about this. You mentioned at the top of this call. One of his best friends just committed suicide last night. And the kid wanted to be in the gym this morning. And last night, after they'd found this, or before they found this out, he missed going to the gym with his mom yesterday morning. So he was in there 2 hours by himself. I mean, there were people there, but I mean, his mom didn't go with him 2 hours. And that was when he approached me last night. So this kid, she's like, he wants it. She said, he wants to come in here. He doesn't like missing. He is dedicated. And she goes, you know, whatever guidance you can help him with, he's going to stick to it. And she's like, and as his mom, if he needs certain foods or proteins, just let us know, you know. So this kid he's just primed for this, you know, and he's already shown a dedication that most kids his age nowadays blow off. You know, they just think, I got youth on my side, screw it. He's really wanting to. And I told him, I said, dude, you need to take advantage of it now. Put size on now, put strength on now. That way, when you get into your 20s and into your 30s, you've got a good base that you can work off of. And, you know, that's where I started. I actually started lifting just before I turned 19. And when I did, I told myself, I made a commitment to myself. I said, you're going to put 10 years into this. And at 10 years, if you look back and you say, wow, that was 10 years wasted, then you can do whatever you want. But you're going to put 10 years into this, because this isn't just lifting. It's not just muscles. This is your life. This is your longevity. This is your body, you know. And that was around the same time in my life when everybody was out partying and drinking. I've never had a drink in my life, never smoked anything in my life, never taken any drug that wasn't prescribed in my life. And so, you know, I had made that decision. I'm like, man, I got one body. This is the only one that I have, the only chance I get to make it right. So when I started back then, I gave myself 10 years. Well, at 10 years, I was like, screw it. This is life here. You know, this is it. And, but this kid's right at that, you know, point in his life where he's deciding, man, I want to be able to do something. And the fact that he's using me as kind of motivation was, you know, like I said, hit me in the feels.
He walked up to you and talked to you.
Yep.
14-year-olds don't do that.
No, they don't.
14-year-olds aren't in the gym. And then I don't know if this is correct or not, but if his friend passed away, like you're saying, he went into the gym to represent what his friend and him were supposed to do. And it's kind of like a loyalty thing. And, and to me, that's huge. And if that's one of the reasons he did do that, I mean, this kid's fire. This kid's trouble for everybody else.
Oh yeah. And he's got, you know, his mom's kind of a tall girl, and she's big bone. She's lost a lot of weight. You know, she's actually done pretty good. But he's like, he's got, you can see in his face and the way his bone structure, he looks like one of those kids he's going to be a beast when he gets older, man. I mean,